That said, we only have one last game to check out here on the channel, and that is Pac-Man 256. Now, of all the games here in this collection, this is one I'm actually surprised did make the cut here. I would have thought that this is a game that would have stayed separate, but hey, here it is. So we're going to check it out. So this is the last console game right here, 256. Honestly though, I know it better because of its mobile port. Or rather, you could say the original game released for mobile. Let's talk about it. Alright everyone, we're coming down to the last game of the Pac-Man Museum Plus. And this one, really just because of what it is a real surprise it's even here in the collection. In the mid-2010s, we would see an iOS and Android game known as Crossy Road. Crossy Road was this reimagining of sorts, based on Frogger, is the best way I could put it. Where, of course, you ask, why did the chicken cross the road? It was addictive, it was fun, but it came out at a time where we really did need some good games on mobile. This was a period where the golden age of touchscreen games was quickly coming to an end, and it was becoming flooded with quick playing games that were flooded with microtransactions. You could maybe compare that to games of today on major consoles, but I'm not gonna go that far. That said, it was very popular for when it came out, not only getting released further for some console releases, but even getting its own arcade spin-off as a matter of fact. Crossy Road was a pretty big success. And so in 2016, Bandai Namco approached the creator, Hipster Whale, to make an original Pac-Man game in the same vein of Crossy Road, known as Pac-Man 256. Though the game was originally released for iOS and Android, it did eventually make its way to consoles. And there it would actually have some extra features, such as being able to play up to 4 players at a time. And I think the biggest thing, of course, was having widescreen support. It's one thing to play in a portrait form on the phone with touch controls, but it is nice just to be able to play it on the big screen as well. And so, we have Pac-Man 256 here in the Pac-Man Museum Plus. Now, this game was featured as its own standalone game, but in response, well, no, we're not Sega on this one with Sonic Origins. I think you could still play it on its own standalone form, but if you do want to play it still, it's here in this collection. So, let's check out the final game of Pac-Man Museum Plus. This is Pac-Man 256. Here we go, final game, baby! Pac-Man 256! Hipster Whale! I love it. It's only like 10 seconds, but it's a really cool jam of the original jingle when you start the game. So yeah, Pac-Man 256 is very much inspired by Crossy Road, but it plays much more like traditional Pac-Man. Part of it, though, with that accord to Crossy Road, is that we just don't go across the stage getting from point A to point B. Rather, we're trying to outrun something. The biggest gimmick of 256 is in the very name. For those that don't know, let me just start the game so we talk about it. So this plays very much like traditional Pac-Man, where you go across the maze, eating pellets, avoiding the ghost, and if you get the power pellet, of course, you are able to eat the ghost. The big thing here, though, is that we have this unspeakable evil chasing us from behind. An evil menace known as the Glitch. In the original Pac-Man, you couldn't play this game to the very end. Once you reach level 256, the game itself would become corrupted due to the memory of the system. I don't know the technical terms, but it would reach a limit where it couldn't handle everything on the screen. So one of the fruit would cause it to essentially distort, and the entire right side of the map would become this glitchy, garbled mess that is known as the 256 glitch. Well, the biggest gimmick here of Pac-Man 256 is that that very glitch is chasing after you from down low. So you need to continue to proceed all the way up top, avoiding ghosts in the process. And of course, all our favorite ghosts are here. Inky, Pinky, Clyde, Blinky. I almost skipped one for a second there. But it plays much more like Crossy Road, where you're still dodging things, of course, but it's made to have you continue forward. Honestly, it's the perfect combination of games. And it was really genius to think of between Namco and Hipster Whale's parts. Because the two blend so well, you wouldn't think that it's... I don't know. But no, really, just the objective is to outrun the glitch and avoid the ghosts. The ghosts have unique patterns to them. They're not in the same vein as they were in the original Pac-Man. Blinky isn't always on your tail, Pinky's not going to try and ambush you. They behave differently. As you'd see, of course, Pinky tries to ambush you, coming straight at you. We have some glitchy ghosts too, if you're not careful. But there is just still this vein to the original, but you can tell that it's not entirely the same. Of course, you have the warps, you can go left and right. But no, the real threat, of course, is just simply to outrun the glitch. And then get points along the way. Now, these coins I'm picking up can be used to unlock some extra goods in the game, such as different characters, new costumes. There goes Pac-Man. And I know part of this was when it was released for the original home console release. We do have some unique abilities as well. Thankfully, though, there's no microtransactions. We don't have to watch ads or have to do anything like that. But alright, so we lost, so we start over again. Different abilities, such as being able to go electric, being able to use like a burst shot. Yeah, here we go. Powering up Pac-Man's fun! Collect coins to upgrade your power-ups. So, depending on what you have in the coins, which I think we have enough, right? Yep. Laser. Shoot a laser that toasts ghosts. Make upgrade. You have to keep playing, though, to get all the upgrades. So, part of that is the replayability, too. And then, of course, multiplayer. So, now that we got this ability, we're able to use it if we see it on the stage. And really, that's what it comes down to. This feels very much like an arcade experience that, for having on the phone, being able to take it on the go. It was great. Alright, so we got the laser, so we're able to laser the ghost. Boom. Keep it going. No, eventually there would be a time where it felt like that the iOS and Android marketplace, whether it's the App Store or the Google Play Store, I got distracted there talking, many of the games would feel very different in nature. You could say in some ways it felt closer to the arcade era of wasting quarters. I mean, you're spending $1 a pop to play these games. But then later on, it just felt like it was becoming too heavy on microtransaction games. Quick games where it's either made to be simple or they want you to watch an ad or get this power up. It became frustrating, clustered, a lack of quality, all things considered. Now, we've reached a point, especially when this came out, where our hardware in our pockets, our phones, are able to achieve the same level of gaming as that of a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One. And if you tie cloud gaming into that factor, being able to play stuff like, say, NVIDIA Game Stream, you're able to play anything on the go. But to that extent, though, we've still yet to see any really good games on mobile, because those kind of games are the ones you find on console. So it's just not the same. I would live for the days of Angry Birds, Doodle Jump, what else do we got? Flappy Wings. I miss those kind of games. I miss the games where they felt like they were made to be something big, something interesting. But then we were left alone with like cluttered, garbled messes that you see ads for on YouTube that the ads are nothing like the game. Sometimes they're just made to strike publicity. It's definitely not the same beast it used to be. That's a bit of a shame. It really is. I remember back when Angry Birds first came out and how that kind of changed everything we knew about mobile gaming. What a game could be, what it should be. Alright, make sure I'm able to... There we go. Freeze! Slows all ghost movement. Yep, you know we got plenty of coins for that one. And it looks like we're able to change the loadout like that. So you can have 3 at a time. We'll keep it like this though. We're gonna unlock one more ability, try it out, and then we'll stop there. I wanna see how far I'm able to get. I first played Crossy Road when it came out on iOS. I liked it because it did feel like it was a reimagining of sorts of Frogger. It took a game that was released in the past, but still did something different with it, even though it did still have the core mechanic of its gameplay. It essentially took an arcade game, but mixed it with the idea of it being an endless runner. I don't know if you folks may be familiar with a game called Temple Run, but when that first came out, that kind of created a whole genre onto itself of being this endless runner game. That's what it reminds me of, Crossy Road. It takes Frogger, but makes it an endless runner. And it works well to that regard. Let's keep going. That's what makes video games so good nowadays. And I don't just mean repeating what's been done in the past, reinventing it, taking a new spin on it. We don't always want to see the same thing over and over again. We want to see new ideas. I just got a high score. But not enough peck dots. Alright, let's keep going. I want to see what the flashing one is. Okay, it's just stats. I do know, though, that you can get different characters in the game. Let's keep playing. Okay, there's the ice cube. So that should slow enemies down. Yep. Doesn't work the way it did in Pac and Pale. Well, we didn't get very far enough to show that anyways, so... Let's keep it going. The Invisible Ghost actually behaves very similar to the way they do in Pac-Man Championship Edition Plus and Championship Edition 2, where if you get close to it, they will follow you, and you're essentially making a ghost train. You know how I feel about the ghost train, but still, the point's there. Alright, laser beam. I mean, even this game too, having like these unique abilities with the laser beams, it's cool, it's cool. Let's keep going. I gotta wonder though about like this vortex that Pac-Man's in. Like, you see, we've always had like these weird worlds of Pac-Man, whether it's blue in the background, black. But here you can see like everything changes beyond him. You gotta wonder what the realm that he's in is in the first place. It's weird. Alright, high score, baby! Ah! I thought I could shake him. Dang it. Alright, game over. I'll take it. Cherry bomb! Alright, let's load it up, and then we're gonna play one more time. Yep. Touch a ghost to trigger an explosion. Alright, one player. Oh, looks like we get an extra strawberry. I'll do that. There we go! Mission! I'm going for the high score now. Let's keep going, keep going. Cherry! Alright, ice cube. Giant form! Squish! Yeah, that's Super Pac-Man! This is what Super Pac-Man should have been. Just splat the enemies. You know, I still think about Super Pac-Man in ways that maybe it could have been fixed. I think one of them is that in Super Pac-Man, you have a button that makes you go faster. Part of that is in its design with Super Pac-Man's form, but what if instead of making it go faster, you just got rid of the speed boost altogether and made it like a better form of invincibility, the power pellet, but it worked just slightly different. You're still able to open the gates like you do, but you don't move as fast as you do. You move slower. Oh. There goes Pac-Man. So you move slower, and then you could still eat the ghost, but it's more like you crush the ghost. Oh, that's a bonus. Alright, just like Crossy Road, we get bonuses. Yay! 64 bits! I'll take it. Alright, but that's gonna stop our coverage of Pac-Man 256. Oh, go to the arcade. Do we get anything? Yeah, these games give you a lot of tokens. Oh wow, okay, those missions are gonna take a long time. So alright, that does it. We've covered all 14 games here in the Pac-Man Museum Plus. And there's still plenty to be unlocked based on the looks of it. I mean, we have Professor Pac-Man, so I don't see any reason that we couldn't unlock some of the other characters in the Pac family. I'm sure if we keep playing, we'll get characters like Pac-Boy, Pac-Sis, Pac-Mom! And who knows, maybe we'll even get the new Pac-Man dog, because I don't think it's named Chomp Chomp no more. But there is still plenty more to be found in the Pac-Man Museum Plus. I think though, before we end it off, there's only one thing left to do, and that's to make this museum, this arcade, our own.